If you weren't physically attracted to a girl, but you started developing a relationship with her that you liked, then she was really cool, would you engage in dating her, or would you be like, this is just a friend?
No, I've dated ugly girls before.
What? No. You've gone on dates with ugly girls. You haven't actually dated an ugly girl.
No, I've hung in there.
I rallied.
I'll put a blindfold on. It's okay. Oh, you could turn my mic down. Great. Cool. Awesome.
She's already on the subreddit right now about how she met two Gujaratis that are too loud on the podcast. She's already fucking hating. Fucking Jazz, dude.
So my pants are my pants are seen in this. My bottom is seen.
Yep, and we can see a little bit too much. Priya, you got a crumb.
Yeah.
No, right
Testing?
there. Yep.
And this is a new week, all right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time.
Can I see my angle real quick?
Can I see mine too?
I look a lot less ugly in this seat.
Oh, stop. Yeah, Tarun, one of these days we're going to have to put me in a different seat so I get some good lighting.
You want to sit over there?
I was joking. Do you think I should, though, from the big thing, should I switch with Priya? So
No.
black is not side to side, or do you still want the guy-girl?
No. You're not in the same shot. Go. What's going on, guys? My name's Tarun Shetty. Welcome to another edition of the Convo Sutra. Here with another fantastic South Asian show. I guess the only South Asian podcast on the internet. We're killing it right now, people. And I'm so happy to have this crew back. How about we do a quick intro for our audio listeners?
Hi, my name is Priya Mehta. I am a comedian, actor, producer, content creator, and you can find me on IG at Priya Mehta.
And my name is Pritesh Shah. I'm an actor, comedian, producer, everything that makes my father happy. You can find me on Instagram at the Pritesh Shah.
What's up, you guys? I'm Jazz. I am the host of a Bollywood gossip podcast, The Hot Chai Pod, and I also work in healthcare. Very, very exciting, but keeps the lights on. Happy to be here.
I love this leather outfit. It's like this badass
Yeah.
Desi chick.
Yeah, can you ride a motorcycle? Because that's the
I
vibe
came in on a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah, she did.
No, I
Absolutely.
did not.
That's the rhythm we're going for right now.
What is your classic go-to looks in LA?
Are you saying just like what's comfortable or on a date?
Because I like comfort. Like I like sweats.
Let's do all of it. Like what's your standard day-to-day?
I'm usually in like a sweatsuit, like sweatpants, something super soft, glasses, kind of looking like homeless.
Priya's usually running around her house naked. If we're gonna be
That
honest here.
too, because like
She don't
why
wear
not?
clothes.
You know,
And you can tell the type. She has Burning Man written all over her, right? Like very out there,
relax.
really out there, drugs.
It's a
and stuff.
nerd homeless.
Yeah,
That's
nerd.
what
She's a
Yeah,
nerd.
you know.
Yeah, I like t-shirts, man. Just t-shirt and jeans. Like I'm very simple. You know, if it's up to me, I'd be wearing gym clothes everywhere. I love gym clothes.
I met with you for coffee and you had a beanie on. I thought that was a cool look.
I wear beanies a lot because
I
I,
thought
like.
you were wearing
I
beanie
wear
on the show.
beanies. I wear beanies.
You haven't seen me wear a beanie?
I've seen you wear hats, but
I
not like
like
a
hats
beanie.
and beanies a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was cold as hell, man. I'm very mindful. The temperature has to be right for a beanie. Otherwise, you get that head sweat.
His ears have
I
to
like
be warm.
fedoras.
Fedoras?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's controversial.
We're going to
That's
go to jazz
controversial.
real quick on that one.
like a nice beach hat, you know.
That's cool. Yeah.
When you go out, t-shirt, jeans.
The day thing, I'll wear like a top like this, like a sweater, maybe with khaki pants and dress shoes.
Oh.
And then, you got to match the lady. You know what I'm saying? I always
Do you
the
have
lady.
to like anticipate what she's gonna wear?
No, I always know she's going to look better than me.
Okay.
Which is just
That's
that
bold.
side. Women are beautiful, right? Look, I don't care about sex. Women are so much better looking than men are.
I
That's
agree.
just a fact. Okay?
What?
Yeah.
I disagree with that.
Depends on.
Have you seen a woman's body? A woman's body
Depends on the
matches.
man.
No, a woman's body matches nature. Even a guy that's in really good shape, all that stuff, and good looking, that's fine. A woman's body matches nature. It matches the curves of nature. It matches everything. It's just beautiful to look at. I think even gay guys would say that. Okay?
I love my body.
Huh?
I check myself
We weren't
out
talking about your
all the
ego.
time.
We weren't talking about your ego and your self-righteousness. We're just talking about people in general. But it's that. And dude, when I look at myself in the mirror sometimes, I'm just like, what is that? Like, what is happening right now? Like, no one needs to see
too
it.
bad.
Huh?
You look okay.
No, man, I'm in decent shape. It's still what is happening.
Yeah.
Like, no one needs to see this. Like, when men are not in full action, bro, it's like, it's just hanging there. It's like, what is that? Why is it there?
Got
It
real
got very
quick.
graphic.
Well, see, she just said it got graphic. My point, exactly. She don't want to see it. No girls want to see it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm into women.
Say
Dude.
no more.
Let's be clear about that. Jasmine, what do you wear normally?
I'm at home. It's like sweatpants on the bottom and like nice top if I'm on Zoom during the week.
I love how she said sweatpants on the bottom like that's a top. Like,
Sweatpants on the
I
bottom.
always
Like
do
I'm not
sweatpants
gonna
on
wear
the
like a hoodie.
Yeah.
You know, I'll have like a nice top on or something. I don't know. In the summer, I'm in dresses the whole. I'm not in sweatpants. I'm in dresses.
Can you talk about what you wore on your date? Because when I called you, you said you were on your way to a date.
Oh yeah, how was your date?
Yo, let me tell you something.
By the way, you don't have to say
You
anything
said you were
don't wanna
out
say.
late last
You
night.
don't have to say the dude's name.
Oh, you had 2 dates. Wow.
Yeah, it's been a busy week, I guess.
You're crushing it.
Being
Get it.
32 and under pressure. No, I.
Hot girl winter, baby.
What did I wear? Yesterday I wore a skirt and like a cute top and leather jacket and heels.
How'd you meet the person?
Hinge.
Oh, so we're using
Okay.
dating.
Yeah.
Okay. Has that been successful for you?
I think Hinge is probably the best dating app right now. I don't think that people should be on Tinder. And
See, there's respectful ways to meet people.
Listen, I
See,
haven't been
you
on a
could
dating
learn.
app
Look at
in
this.
3 years.
You haven't?
No,
you
I
haven't
have
been
not.
on a date?
You haven't had a date?
She leaves her windows open and she's naked vacuuming. The guy just knocked on the door.
I haven't been on a
I have
dating
to try
app.
that.
I got off the apps, but I have been on dates. Yeah.
Oh,
But-
okay.
Wait, I just want to finish her thing. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
get to
let's
that.
finish your thing.
Leather jacket and skirt. That's pretty hot, actually. If some girl showed up.
All right, Tarun.
It wasn't like a skin tight
Relax,
skirt.
take a
I
deep
think
breath.
it's all about balanced proportions. You know, like okay, you have like maybe a shorter skirt, but it's loose. You know, it's
Yeah.
not like everything's stuck on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm asking because I do think how you dress up makes a big difference. One time I don't have a job, so one time I went to the coffee shop and I just dressed up in a suit. I was like, let me just wear this suit and never wear it. And it's changed how everybody I could see. As soon as I
Yes.
walked in, maybe because I was wearing a suit in a coffee shop.
Of course it does.
But I could see the difference.
They think
It
you're
made-
important.
Sure, a suit here, Jesus.
But it's also, there's 2 parts to it, I think. It's one, but it's also how you feel and your energy's different in the suit.
Yeah.
Right? So it's also how you're perceiving yourself. Other people are reflecting that energy, right? But part of it also shows that you like taking care of yourself. I'm assuming that you weren't disheveled, you did your hair, you did the whole thing, right? So you just look nice, well put together.
Because I sometimes like going out. I mean, I'll wear super casual things, and yeah, like I guess when you dress up, you get treated better. But I like it like a nice little surprise. Like you think I'm this rundown homeless person, but actually, I'm kind of cool. You know what I mean? I don't
favorite-
have to dress up to like, you know.
But it is. But my favorite part going on a date, like you were talking about, my favorite part is going on a date and just not knowing what a woman's gonna wear
Oh.
and seeing what she's gonna wear, and it's amazing because women are so beautiful when they dress up. You're just like,
Thank you so much.
look, I don't know about your pronouns, but they're definitely not she, her right now. But you know what I mean? It's just like I don't know. I just love it, man. Women are just different. They're so
Is it?
beautiful. I just love women, man.
So
Keep it in your
the
pants.
message for this podcast is Pritesh loves women.
Yeah.
And Tarun is into women.
yeah,
I'm
he wants to
into
be a
it.
break queen. Like, there's nothing wrong with other. Look, half my friends are gay, and I always ask him, I'm like, hey, man, I gotta know from your perspective. And I'll do an example. Like, let's just say like Halle Berry in her prime. She walks into the door, and they'll be like, oh my god, yeah, she's hot. I'm like, oh, she walks into the door, she's naked, comes in naked, and she's like, take me. What do you want to do? What do you think? They're like, ew, that's gross. Like, I want to look at her, but I don't
Not
wanna,
even like from the behind.
they don't want to do nothing. No, I'll do nothing. And like I you
You're
know, and
asking the hard hitting question.
You know what I mean?
I'm just asking because I'm curious.
Yeah.
I just want to know how you feel, how your body reacts viscerally, because my body would act very differently viscerally.
But
Yeah.
but you can see a beautiful man walk in and like recognize like okay, Hugh Jackman, but
You're not gonna
it
wanna,
stops
like-
No,
there.
but there's no
Do him.
sexual for me. But it's like I could
Right.
see like if I saw David Beckham, right, incredibly handsome, symmetrical. Relax, you need. She had to take a deep breath on that.
Yeah.
He's a very good looking guy, and I can look at him and be like, that's a very good looking man. I'm very attracted to him. My eyes are attracted to him, just not sexually.
Right.
No
Yeah.
part of me
Yeah,
wants
yeah,
to touch
yeah,
him
yeah.
or kiss him at
And
all.
I guess that's what
Zero.
the gay men that you were talking to
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
talking about
but-
with Halle Berry.
My point is, I would react differently. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So do you guys like men?
Yeah.
Oh,
for
good.
sure.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's clear.
No, Priya really likes men.
I was
I mean, why not? Let's explore our pride.
Now, right now, but she's dating, you guys dating, it's both single. At this point in your life, what has changed for you as far as who you're looking for in a partner, as opposed to like what your parents pressure, and now you're in Hollywood, you're doing your thing, you're your own woman, you're not as
That's for you, Priya.
Yeah, yeah.
and you're not under you're doing your own thing. You're not so much parental pressure. So how's that change on like what you're looking for in a partner?
Great question. I think for me, first of all, dating helps you learn about what you want and what you can tolerate and what you appreciate and what you value. And so I think earlier on in my late 20s, when all my friends are getting married and engaged and this and that, there was I felt like a lot of pressure of just like, let me just date to date and not really like just for the optics of it and not really, get to know people. Obviously, like I've had my heartbreaks, which have changed my perception throughout the years. But I think now I'm just more focused on like, okay, what do I really value? What am I looking for in a person, and not just a checklist and not just what my parents want.
What do you value in a person?
I love a good sense of humor. I think that is something laughter is so important. I grew up in a family where like a lot of people, everyone was funny. We're all making each other laugh. And you don't have to be a stand-up comedian. I think it's just like learning how to find humor in situations, laugh at yourself, be goofy, this and that. Yeah. I think laughter is huge for me. I think family values are very important too. No ego, humility, humbleness.
If you were in a Hinge profile, this is what it would say. No ego, like to travel.
Money helps? No, I'm just kidding. I don't have any money, so I can't say that.
Yeah, but that's why you want it from him.
Someone's got to bring it.
Someone's got to pay for shit.
I'm curious, what's in your profile?
What am I looking for?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I have a section where it says like green flags I look for is like close with family, generally optimistic, and unwaveringly loyal.
And high EQ.
Which is intense.
Isn't
but
that
like,
a given though?
No,
Loyal?
it's please. Not
Damn,
in
did you see your eyes see? God.
not in LA. But I think there's also loyalty is actually nothing that I'm aware of, but like I think loyalty goes beyond just like not cheating.
Yeah,
I think there is like having your partner's back and rooting for them and
not resenting
supporting
them.
Yeah, and I think it's like I don't know.
Have you
There's
heard
like
of-
friendship loyalty too, right? Like
Have you heard about the Michelangelo effect?
No. What is
Which is just like finding a partner who literally sees the best in you and wants the best of you to come out, and vice versa, right? So for example, like if you're with a partner and she's just an amazing cook, for example, and it's like, have you ever thought about opening a restaurant? And she might be like, yeah, I've always been into it. And it's like, you support them in that idea. You want to co-create with them. They don't even have to say, it's like, dude, I see this in you. Like, is this a passion? let me help you feel this. Like, I'm willing to help you build
you're saying
up.
two things.
I totally agree though, right? They have to be open to your growth. So either you grow together or you grow apart.
Not
and
all
a lot
relationships are that though. Yeah.
Yeah,
Most
but I also
I
think you
would not
have to be
have seen-
open to like, people may change and you have to like accept that change because we're all evolving human beings. Like, I feel like I'm changing every couple years. I'm like, oh, I'm totally different from what I was before. I want different things now.
Yeah.
And so when you're in a relationship with someone, it's so important to then, communicate that because change is inevitable.
But as
And
long
it's-
as you have those core values,
Yes.
then I feel like you can work through the transitions and changes and the ups and downs of relationships. But if you're matching on superficial stuff, you're screwed.
Yeah,
It's over.
exactly.
Yeah.
but
I don't think. Yeah, go ahead,
No,
please.
go ahead. I was gonna say I do think people when they are in a relationship grow less than when they're alone. I think you go further alone and you grow together, but it is limited in some ways, right? You're not just going to do anything you want without taking into account your partner. And so it does limit you just inherently.
Yeah, but there's a lot of conscious growth that way because relationships are a mirror, so you're constantly being triggered.
There's like emotional growth that might happen, right? There might be some sort of exploration as to like, oh, what is my identity in a couple? But I don't know. I do agree with what you were saying, Priya, but like people do have to grow together, but I just think it's so much more gradual when you are in a long-term relationship.
But it depends, right? Because a lot of people avoid relationships because they're afraid of the growth and the challenges in the mirror. It's very easy to just stay, I remember one of these guys, kind of like a guru of mine, but he would always say, it's like, we've romanticized everything and the Disney story and the love and
the
all that stuff.
Bollywood.
But really, he's like, biologically, your soul's craving a relationship because it needs it to grow. And if it doesn't need it to grow, then you'll find a lot of people like the big stories that we have, like, Sadhguru or Jesus or Krishna or all that. They don't need that. They don't need no triggers. And that's why you see people that take that real spiritual path. Like, they don't need that karma. They don't need to access that connection. Nuns, people, priests, whatever, right? But if you're deciding to live in more of a human, normal society way, then, I mean, at least I can speak for myself. Every relationship's triggered me and I've grown like crazy. I mean, my biggest things have happened through those and the breaks, but you're constantly being triggered and challenged, and you're allowing someone else to see a side of you, which normally people would not have access to.
I do think starting off, there's a level of, I think Chris Rock talks about this, wearing a mask. So I don't know if you actually know people like can write whatever they want in their profile, but
Yeah.
you don't really know. And I think your actions really speak. So even though guys are like, "Oh, I'm loyal and I'm
Yeah.
gonna be there for you," like you don't know until you go on
We'll
these
see.
dates and see. Yeah, we'll see.
And also
We'll see in
impress
10 years.
another person. Right? When you first get into a relationship, you want to impress the other person and, you know, put
Yeah.
on this facade, but then it's like getting to know them really.
yeah,
and
nobody
how they
knows
really are.
you're like a nerd homeless person.
That doesn't
Yeah.
have votes. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Yeah.
But you said actions, though. It's actually actions a part of it. It's also intentional actions, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like you can have the same actions, but the intentions are very different. And that's what they say, like, GRIMM is really built on, right? So, like, if you and I were driving down the road and we see a dog cross the street, the action's the same. We both hit it and the dog dies. So the action's the exact same. We both are driving, the dog hits it. But I see it and I try to swerve out the way. You see it and you accelerate. So the intentions are different, even though the action's the exact same.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, I know people who buy flowers for girls because they want to get laid. And I know people who buy flowers for girls because they're actually just doing it from an authentic, sweet place with no expectations. Action's the same. They both bought flowers, but the intentions are different.
As a girl, can you tell automatically when guys want to sleep with you? This is my own research and
Just figure He wants to know for tonight. He wants to know tonight if she's going to get it, that he wants to get laid.
I'm trying to learn use this podcast to increase my own knowledge.
Yeah. Can you tell when you went on a date?
Oh, I think you can tell, yeah, that if someone's attracted to you, right?
But that's different than wanting to get laid that night.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, and also it depends on, I think it does vary girl by girl, because some of my girlfriends are
Down.
they're down. They're really, no, not down necessarily. They're naive.
They're down.
They're naive, right? And they might be
Yeah.
assuming like, oh, it's such a romantic thing that he's sweeping me up, or it's going to be such a long date, right? Oh, wow, it's a good sign. And instead, maybe it's like if they were more firm with their boundaries, they would see if the guy actually did like them.
He's
versus
so
just trying to
romantic. He
sleep with
invited
them.
me to his hotel room at 1 a.m.
He did Hotel Tonight.
It was just so sweet. And then he had Molly
Yeah.
for me. And like, he's just the nicest, well-meaning guy. It's so cute. Like, it's amazing.
And also, do you guys have game? I'm really curious about that.
Yes.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on,
Here's
bro.
the. I think though.
Not
you
Pritesh,
can-
but everybody else in the world.
Not a monolith of a billion people.
My game is not caring. That's my game nowadays.
Is it a game or is it a defense mechanism?
It's that.
I think it's also like
it's a combination of both.
Would you like to lie down on the couch?
I think it's also like having real conversations. I mean, you can tell when you're talking to someone if they're actually like listening to you and really want to get to know you versus let's go back to my place and you know what I mean? Like I think you can gauge it just based off of like, I'm a very like, communication is one of my love languages, and I love having real, honest, down to earth conversations right off the bat, because I'm like, hey, I don't want to waste your time. Don't waste my time. Let's like get into it. Let's like skip all the, what's your favorite color? Like, none of that. Like, let's actually talk. And like, I think I can gauge it, but again, right. It is, I agree with her. It is what your mindset is, what you want out of the date as well. How desperate are you? How naive are you? All of this stuff. So I think it's
Okay, but let me ask you then, if you're out, if you found a man physically attractive, let's say, how likely are you to go approach him to start the conversation? Are you going to give him signs to be approached by him?
Okay, I have a different outlook on this because I know a lot of girls are like, yes, the guy has to approach me. But sometimes I kind of put myself in a guy's point of view where it's like going up to somebody and then getting constantly rejected, right? Even if you're like sliding in girls' DMs and you're being called creepy and all of this stuff. I have a little bit of sympathy for that. So I'm like, you know what? If I want to go talk to somebody, maybe he would appreciate it if I just go up to him and be like, hey, what's up? How are you? And I've actually done that before. And my success rate has been higher because sometimes guys, you know, you see a sea of girls, you see a group of girls, and you don't know how to approach the one that you're looking for because she's with all her friends, and then you get nervous. And so I'm just kind of like, sometimes I just go for it because I'm like, it is hard for a guy to be constantly putting yourself out there, then constantly getting labeled as a creep or getting rejected or in public, right? Where, sometimes I'll just do that.
Well, generally women are raised and they're taught defense. Men are only taught offense.
Yeah.
Right. And so then you see people that become famous or rich and they're like, oh, this guy's a sex addict. And guys are never taught to say no. So if you're in your trailer at a movie set and a girl's knocking on a door being like, I want to sleep with you, never have to call me, you don't even know my name. We're like, what? What? A man is always taught from a young age, approach a girl, don't give up. You have to take her out. You have to court her. You have to do all these things. And a woman's always taught like, no, thank you. I'm good. Wrong phone number. Don't talk to me. You're weird. You're ugly. You're a creep. And so that's the generic way, right? Men are the predators. Women are prey, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that also goes with the way we talk about who has game or not, right? Like a woman getting laid is not game because you can do it 24/7. I mean, you girls can walk into any bar and be like, hey, and a million guys will rush to you. Tarun, if I did that, I'd get slapped. I'm like, who wants to sleep with me, right? And I'd be like, yeah. You know,
Yeah.
so it's just different.
I don't know if I agree with men are taught offense. I know so many guys who don't approach women at all because they're
But then they have
scared.
no offense.
Exactly. So I know guys who don't even talk to women, and I empathize. And I rarely do, but when I do connect with someone, I will make an effort. But
Tarun, you have offense, bro.
oh,
Let's not play that down.
here's what I'm asking because when I was growing up, dating wasn't something that was really, my mom was always like education.
Yeah.
I could date if I wanted to, but like it wasn't like, hey, go out.
Well, how old were you when you started engaging with females or started getting attention from girls?
College.
Okay, same for me.
Same for me.
I was asking the man.
No.
Thanks for
What were you?
interjecting.
Well,
She's
I
like
went
always.
to, no, I went,
Middle school.
Because I was 4 and
I went to college 2 years early, so
Yeah.
college too, but I was 16.
Wait,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
now how was that experience?
It was
Yeah.
interesting.
Because you're so young.
Why did you go to
16?
college 2 years early?
I don't know. It made sense. My brother did it as well. We just were like, all right, what's next?
What was it?
What's
Just
next?
all these
And
AP classes and got all the credits? I
we
mean,
did take actually a lot of honors and AP classes, but we just thought it was time to move quick. My sister stayed through high school though, so she did it normally.
16 was when you started.
16 was when I started, and it was different because then all of my peers were older. And then my parents were pretty strict with me growing up, and so they were a little protective of like, we don't want you 16 hanging out with 20-year-olds and you're going to get
I
into
would too
partying.
if you were my daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, and so there was this balance of like, well, I have to have a social life, and I was so nerdy. I really was not like a concern that I was going and, doing lines of coke somewhere.
When
but
did you buy your first leather jacket and skirt? That's what we want to know.
I started wearing a leather jacket probably at 16, yeah.
Okay.
So, but when you went 16, were a lot of the 18, like how was it when older guys were trying to hit on you, take you out? Like how'd you navigate that?
They would assume that I was 18 too, right?
That's
'Cause
what I'm
we're all
asking,
in
yeah.
it. But I wasn't really dating too much.
For you, because I think a lot of times in general, we're speaking general, they'll always talk about how men are more visual creatures. For you two, how much is that? Like, if you're dating a guy, how much is physical attraction do a play, or is that not high on your list? Because I have girlfriends who don't care that much; they care about everything else, and obviously the opposite. So I'm just curious.
I care. I mean, if I have to
You
look
do?
at you.
I've seen the dudes you've dated. Like for real, some look like they rode the short bus.
Of course, like they don't have to be like Hrithik Roshan, you know?
No,
what I mean? But,
they
like,
weren't.
I know, but I definitely like. I want to be physically attracted to the guy, but also personality does play a big
Okay, well,
role.
let me
You know
follow
what
up
I
on
mean?
that.
Yeah.
Can you let's say you meet a guy, just casual, someone introduced you. You
Yeah.
don't find him physically attractive at all. Okay?
At all.
At all.
Not at
Just,
all.
And I'm not saying he's ugly, but it's just not
Okay.
your type. It's not something
Yeah,
that
yeah.
opens, okay?
Yeah.
But then as you build a relationship, everything else you start liking. You like the communication, he's empathy, he shows up for you, all this other
Yeah.
stuff. Would that be someone that you could be attracted to, and would you engage in dating, or would you just be like, okay, this person's a good friend? But they have all the other qualities you look for in a guy.
How unattractive are you talking? Because like I also admire people who work out and exercise and just maintain their bodies.
It's hard for
and,
me to say
you know?
because I don't know what you two are attracted to necessarily, but let's just say it's not someone that would be the first person you'd look at. They just might be an average looking person, and I don't mean that with any disrespect. I'm just saying
Yeah.
whatever's average to you two.
Yeah.
Someone that doesn't stick out to what you like.
Okay.
And you normally, if you didn't build the other relationship, it's not someone you would ever think about. You'd probably say no, honestly.
Okay.
But now you've built a relationship with this person. You're like, dang, he'd be a good father. He'd be a good husband. Like, I like him. He's a good person.
Yeah. I think so.
I think attraction can grow. I mean, even just on a couple dates, right? You might be like, I'm not super sure. And then like their personality someone can be really charming or really smart or really funny. And then you do become just more attracted. I don't know. I do think that's pretty common for women.
I hear that more
and
from girls.
Also,
Yeah.
looks
Not
fade,
from guys.
right? Looks fade. So being emotionally attracted to someone is pretty
No, I
important.
agree with
Yeah.
you. I wouldn't approach someone just because of physical, but I need to have that.
But
Were
you
your
would
parents-
approach only because of a physical, because you wouldn't know them.
My point exactly.
Right.
The initial thing's always that, because especially if a man's gonna approach, there's gonna be something that asks me to approach, unless it's a group setting, and it's a friend or someone.
And you kind of know about
yeah,
them or
that's
something.
different.
Yeah,
but if
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
approaching someone, I'm not approaching someone I'm not physically attracted to in some way.
Yeah.
And I also think personality can turn you off from someone. You know, like I have gone
Yeah.
out with guys who are like models, and then they'll speak, and I'm like, okay,
No, me too.
this is not a good fit for me.
I've
We
gone
don't
on
have
dates with
anything.
models too, and you're like, dang, she's so attractive, and then you're like, I mean, like I'm taking
Zero
an Instagram
personality.
photo of you, like this gotta end.
They might be great, but it's just like we're just not connecting. We're
Yeah.
Yeah.
not looking for the same
But-
thing. Maybe.
Yeah.
Could you do it though? I'm gonna ask you.
What?
Would you, if you weren't physically attracted to a girl, but you started developing a relationship with her that you liked, and she was really cool, would you engage in dating her, or would you be like, this is just a friend?
No, I've dated ugly girls before. What?
No. You've gone on dates with ugly girls. You haven't actually dated an ugly girl.
No, I've hung in there.
I rallied.
You had to put a blindfold on. It's okay.
You know, looks do fade.
Of
you know?
course.
Yeah.
Were your parents conservative?
I mean, so they had an arranged marriage, and I wouldn't
Yeah.
say they're. I feel like they're pretty open-minded and traditional in their own ways, but they also like understand me in general. They understand me, so I wouldn't say they were too conservative, but you know.
If you brought home a guy that's not Indian or Gujarati, they wouldn't care.
Well, at this point, they're like, just bring home anyone,
Anything.
please. Just bring
Your
home
dad's like, are you lesbian? Bring home somebody. Bring girl somebody.
bring home anyone and
Somebody,
we'll be
Mehta.
happy. But no, I mean, obviously my parents, they're both Gujarati, so they would love if I brought home a Gujarati boy and this and that. But of
Yeah.
course, at this point, they are open-minded to, because in my family, I have cousins who have dated outside culture, dated or marrying American guys and Asians and stuff. So my family is actually pretty modern.
So you're looking for someone with long-term value.
Yeah, and I've mostly dated Indian guys, so I haven't actually like seriously dated someone who's not Indian, just because I also hang out with a lot of.
But
Yeah.
are you completely unopen to it?
No, I'm actually open to it because I've
Yeah.
seen marriages work, and honestly, non-Indian people love the Indian culture. They're like all about it. They get
Yeah,
excited about
that's
it.
true.
You
My
know
thing
what I
is
mean?
like culture is meant to be shared.
Yeah.
And that's really, and I feel like culture is a part of it, but the value system and everything else is the highest. And
Yeah.
if you have that with someone, you can build an amazing life.
Yeah.
We have it too, because my cousin married a girl from Japan, Japanese girl, amazing. That's the only one on that side, but I think we have someone who's married someone else. Like, and a lot of my family friends, my parents' family friends in San Diego, we have someone who married a black guy, or someone else married Asian recently. Like, it's all over the spectrum.
I've dated an Asian girl, a white girl, and mostly Indians.
And which one was ugly? Which one looked like Shrek, bro? Let him know.
Both those girls are beautiful.
Okay, fantastic. You gotta say that.
What about you? Do you have like a preference of like Desi dudes? Are you open?
I think I'm pretty open-minded. My parents are not really conservative. My parents did not have an arranged marriage, obviously.
Love marriage?
My mom's Muslim, my dad's Hindu, so
Oh.
definitely not arranged.
Oh wow.
No, that's all the
love
proof she
stories
needed.
like
We
that.
knew it when you said that.
It was not
No
arranged.
proof needed. No proof needed.
It's like Shah Rukh Khan, right? Didn't he marry
Yeah,
like
Virzara.
yeah, exactly.
So nice.
I love how she rolls her eyes when you bring up Bollywood. She goes, I have a lot of
I
opinions.
have a lot to say.
A lot to say.
But yeah, so growing up like that, I mean, we did not grow up religious either. And my parents are more modern. My dad moved here when he was 16, right?
Well,
so
where'd you grow up here?
In Orange County.
Well, he moved here when he was 16. All of you guys were like overachievers.
Yeah, maybe.
Was he like a runaway from India? Like how did he get here?
So
at
my
16?
parents were born in Fiji.
Okay.
And so, yeah, his cousins came here. And so he like begged his mom to let him come to America at 16. And he did.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, and he was living with his cousins. Yeah.
Wow.
And so he finished out high school here. So my parents are very like, and then my mom went to kind of like this international school in Fiji. And so they're a little bit more, I guess, less traditional than maybe people would expect. And, but we were still raised with certain Indian values, right? And like, you know, focus on school and don't date and, you know, whatever. And then
They never want us to date, bro. Like,
number one is like, don't date.
and then
Yeah.
you're 25. Why are you not married? What happened? It's like, I don't know. You locked me in a room, bro.
But the flip side is I actually don't get that pressure. I'm never
That's great.
asked,
I don't
when are you
either.
going to
I
get
don't either,
married?
no.
When, go get married, find someone. My mom now is like, it would be nice, like, when we're dead, if you had like
A
someone
partner.
to take care of you, you know, but my dad's like, don't do it if you don't really
Yeah.
want to. You're fine.
So you have no pressure. I don't have
Yeah.
pressure now.
My parents don't pressure me, but my mom's just like, hey, can you like prioritize dating? And I'm usually like, no.
But do you have
they're
pressure
very
though?
understanding.
Yeah, you don't.
They don't pressure me.
Do you have pressure?
No, I don't.
So this is unique. The
is
reason
a
I bring that
very
this is unique. There's 4 Indians here. I asked that on purpose, and
We're lucky. We're
this
blessed.
is very rare, right? Honestly, to be able to say that.
I don't promote marriage, but I do see it. I do see the value. I'm trying to see it like as objectively as possible. I go to the grocery store like every night because I just buy enough for like the day. Because I know
Oh.
like
That's how I am too.
Why?
We're weird like that.
Why?
I have no portion control.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'll go and I'll see like these old guys walking around by themselves, like 70s, 80s, whatever. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like I'm already like middle aged. And now is that going to be me? So I kind of see the value sometimes in having somebody in your life because sometimes it does get lonely.
With my parents, I always tell them it's a matter of when, not if. So, like, of course, I am going to find somebody. I have no doubt about that, but I'm just going to take my time in the process because I don't want to rush something based off of what everyone else is doing or what would make my parents
Yeah.
happy. Of course, they would love to see that. I know that there's like this unspoken kind of like expectation. I know that for sure, but I'm blessed that they're allowing me to just take my time in the process.
Would you be open for them helping you find a partner?
No. I don't think
Really?
I don't think so. I think because for me, I don't really talk about who I'm dating or dating to my parents. So I feel like if they did, my dad would probably just find someone who is this like PhD like nerd person that's
you.
projecting-
You say that
no,
you're a nerd?
it's not me at all. But it would just be like what they would want me to end up with versus like what I want is probably just someone completely different.
My parents will get bio date, like still. And my aunt will be like, oh, there's this girl and there's this girl. I'm always getting divorcees now.
And now they're
The
like,
dentist, she's divorced. You want her? You want her? I'm like, what is this? No.
They only got married 2 times.
I'm good, dog. Like I'm completely cool.
I have a son on a podcast. You got to check him out.
Yeah. So I don't know. It just depends.
How about you? I don't even know what my question was. What was my
Hey,
question?
would you be open with her parents setting her
Oh.
up? Would she be open
Yeah.
with her?
oh,
Would you be open with her parents setting up?
set you up.
Look, Jazz, I'm open to your parents setting you
My
up.
parents are cool, you know, and it hasn't really come up. I mean, I don't know, if they were like, hey, you want to meet this person? This lady at the sari shop actually tried to set me up because I was buying an outfit for my cousin's wedding. She's like, I know this guy, and will you go out with him? And he's this kind of doctor. And I was like, fine, I'll take a coffee.
Yeah.
And some people were surprised that I would be open-minded to that, but I was like, you never know who you'll meet. Well,
Yeah.
if,
It's presenting itself. Why not?
yeah, it's just a person. It's not a obligation. Where it becomes kind of annoying, right, is then you have these other voices of like, well, why didn't you like them? And why
And then
didn't
the
it
relations
work?
with
And
my I always tell my
Uh-huh.
parents, I'm like, I don't want to ruin your relationship with your friend if I don't like their son. So probably no. You know what I mean?
My
Like,
first girlfriend from high school was my parents' best friend's daughter.
interesting.
wow, how was
Yeah.
that?
Well, clearly I'm not with that person, but we're cool, and our parents are still good friends.
Oh, that's good.
So your parents knew?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I said it like this. The way I look at it is like, if anyone wants to blame me, I'm the guy. I'll take all the blame. Just
Yeah.
you don't need to defend me. So if someone's gonna be like he's an asshole or whatever, I'll take it. I'm the dude. I don't want that to fall on the girl. So I'm just like, I just don't even care to say anything. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, as we get older, our perceptions and ideas change. And we
Yeah.
also have experiences that kind of shape who we are. So hearing you guys date as young 30-year-olds, and I can imagine that world. Like I was going nuts with girls and stuff. And
Dude,
but now I don't care so much.
But my mom is hilarious because
Yeah.
what you're saying, my mom's like, all your kids, all you're doing
Yeah.
whatever, everything before the marriage, you don't wait for anything.
Yeah.
So my mom
Saying that.
my mom has one rule. She's like, okay, I don't care what you do, but you get somebody pregnant, you have to marry her. Deal? And I was like, deal.
Deal.
Yeah.
That's a deal. I guess that's a good way to end.
This episode brought to you by Trojan Condom.
Hey, that'd be a great sponsor.
That would be an amazing sponsor.
Where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm Priya Mehta, and TikTok Priya.Mehta.
You can find me on all of them, all Instagram, TikTok, everything at the Pritesh Shah.
And you guys can find me at Hot Chai Pod on Instagram and check out all the Bollywood gossip.
And you can find me at Tarun Shetty. And thank you for tuning in. Join us next week for another fantastic episode. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Join us on Patreon. And we'll see you guys soon. Take care.
And you can find him at the grocery store. Walk in.
Thank you.